To create your own activity, start by going to teacher.desmos.com. From here, you will want to make sure that you sign into your account. It's perfectly fine to sign in with your district Google account. Next, you're going to come to the side where it says Your Activities and click on Custom. Here, you will see any activities that you have created. It is most likely that you have not created any yet, so this section will be empty. Once you are signed in, you will come over here and click on New Activity. Once you reach this screen, you will title your activity. Then start building. In this section, you will notice the screens along the left. You can add new screens, and you can even change the order of the screens that you create. This center section has the different types of activities you can add to your custom activity. Now, you can add activities to each slide. For each slide, you can add a title or instructions. I might put something like, Welcome. Once I title my slide, there are many different activities I can choose from. I can add a Desmos graph. I can add a blank slate or a slate with a background image for sketching. I can add media such as images or videos. I can add a note that might be instruction or rules or algorithms to follow. I can have an input where students type an answer, or a choice where I give a multiple choice question. Let's explore each of these tools in a little more detail. Let's explore what can be added to the various slides. The first choice is graph. And this is simply a Desmos graph. You can leave a blank graph here with possibly a note that tells students specific instructions, or you can actually include the instructions in your Desmos graph on the slide by adding the note and then even equations for them to start working with. I can move on to my next slide. I might title this Step 2. We've talked about adding graphs and adding notes. What's next? Let's add a sketch. If I want students to sketch on this blank slate, I can have them just draw or write or solve something on a plain white background. I can have an editable graph that they can plot points on. Or I can even add my own custom image so that students can give me points, or they can add whatever I'd like. This is the sketch feature. When students see this, they will be able to sketch on whatever you give them. Let's add a new screen or a new slide. We will title this one Step 3. We've already talked about adding graphs, sketches. We can add media in the form of an image or a video. Maybe I would like to add an image. Maybe this image could be some sort of a graph that you have downloaded from the internet. In addition to this image, I could add a note or maybe even an input. Maybe my input might be what you want them to answer. To ask the question, I might add a note. I might say something like this. This quadrant has what types of numbers? And then students could input their text in the box below. This particular slide shows adding an image, adding a note which can be the instructions, and then adding an input where students can answer. Notice this check mark at the bottom allows students to see their classmates' responses. Don't worry, they will only see those responses after they've submitted their answer. Let's explore the last option. I'm going to go ahead and add a new screen, and we will title this Step 4. This time we're going to talk about the choice, or these are really questions that you can ask your students. There are 3 different types of multiple choice questions you can ask. This multiple choice question is explain. I could put different answer choices, say 2x, 4x, 3x plus 2, and then you'll notice the explain asks students to explain their answer after they pick that choice. Again, I get the option of seeing what other students answered to this question or not, simply by checking and unchecking this box. The other type of question is just a simple question. In this case, it's your basic multiple choice question. There's no opportunity to explain an answer or to view how other students have responded. The last type of question is the multi-select. This is excellent for SBAC testing when they provide students several answers that might be correct. Again, students can select more than one answer, and on all of these question types, you can add graphs or images. Once you're finished creating your slides and your activity, you can preview to see what it will look like as students go through. Here's slide 4. Here's slide 3. Slide 2. You can even interact with it just like the students might. And slide 1. Once you are happy with your activity, you've previewed the questions and feel good about giving it to your students, make sure you have named it on the left-hand side, then go ahead and go on to next. This is what your activity would look like. You can add a description for other teachers and so on. You can choose to either make your activity public or not, then click Done. Once your activity is done, it will come up in your list of custom activities. You can create the class code and then start to use it with your students. What a great tool for teachers to personalize learning for their students. I hope you have fun.